Good evening. The December 23rd, 2024 council meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Here.
Mr. Rassus?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes?
Here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here.
Mr. Vieira?
Here. Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now read the mission statement of the City Council. The Long Branch Mayor, City Council, and Administration are committed to cultivating an environment of mutual trust and respect that values the diversity of our community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place in which to live and prosper. We will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. Clerk?
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act and posted as required by law.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the minutes of December 11th, 2024.
So move. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Consideration of ordinance, a public hearing, and final consideration. Ordinance 026-24, an ordinance amending an ordinance establishing titles and setting salaries for the certain employees of the City of Long Branch for the year 2024. This ordinance was introduced on December 11th, 2024, and amends an ordinance establishing titles and setting salaries for certain city employees for the year 2024. I need a motion to open the public hearing of this ordinance only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If any member of the public has a comment to make on this ordinance only, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes and may only speak once on ordinance 026-24.
Requesting 1 minute notification, Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. In the reading of the header of Ordinance 26, an ordinance amending an ordinance establishing titles and setting salaries for certain employees of the City of Long Branch for the year 2024. Mr. Raynone, is that incorrect? Should it be 2025?
No, it's 2024,
How, can you explain that, please?
because I think it's effective January 1st, 2024. Is that correct, Mr. Martin?
That's correct. It's all encompassing to the,
Yes,
It's effective January 1st, 2024.
correct.
Then why is it being done now?
The city has always done its ordinances this way. I'm sorry, Mr. Lepore, they do them in December of every year.
Why? Why are you doing the 2024 salaries at the end of the year instead of the beginning of the year?
Once again, that's just been the practice, so it's been continued on for as long as I've been here. I know, I don't really know when the practice started. There's nothing illegal about doing it that way. It's just been the practice of how the city does it.
Under the listed animal control officer, it has under non-union part-time position, 11 to 25 per hour. So by this ordinance, Mr. Raynone, there will no longer be a full-time animal control officer as there's been in the past?
No, well, this is a part-time position. The salary ordinance doesn't establish positions. The full-time, of course, salary for an animal control is set by a collective bargaining agreement. And under the Faulkner Act statute, salaries are either set by a salary ordinance or by collective bargaining agreement. So that might be a title that's in a collective bargaining agreement. This doesn't eliminate any titles.
It doesn't eliminate any titles.
No, sir. If it's in the, I guess that would be CWA. If it's in the CWA agreement, so NJSA 40:69-43 small a says that you can set salaries by either ordinance or collective bargaining agreements.
So
Sure.
you've chosen full-time animal control officer by
Yeah, I
collective
believe that
bargaining.
that's a recognized position in that union, and it has a salary in it.
So, the city currently has an animal control officer, full-time on indefinite layoff.
No, I think she was terminated, is that correct?
We hired a new one.
We hired a new one? You said you had one on indefinite layoff, though.
That's correct. The former animal
that
control
one was
officer is on indefinite layoff. Is that correct?
She's not terminated yet.
Oh, not terminated yet.
Suspended, whatever.
Suspended without pay.
So that
Because she's
position,
under indictment, correct.
so that position is full-time under CWA?
Yeah, it's a full-time position
Collective
in the
bargaining?
CWA contract, correct.
And this ordinance doesn't affect that position?
No, it's got nothing to do with it.
Under non-union elected officials, there's a salary figure here for mayor and council. I'm requesting a no vote on this ordinance. I disagree with the salary figures. For the brackets of minimum to maximum, it should be 0 to 0. On ordinance 26, I request a no vote.
Thank you. Seeing there's no one else, I need a motion to close.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is the second reading of the ordinance 26-24. I need a motion to adopt on second and the final reading and advertise according to law.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Rassus? Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance for introduction, there's none. Public participation in resolutions and general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion for the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? If there is anyone in the audience that has a comment to make, please step to the podium and state your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes and may only speak once. I need a motion to, go ahead.
Question 1 minute notification, Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. Council President Vieira, at the last council meeting on December 11th, you motioned to move a consent agenda which included Resolution 284, which eventually you and council approved. Council President Vieira, on March 13th, 2023, the city bought the building at 46 Atlantic Avenue, prior owned by Oliver Byron Fire Company, for $650,000 to make a museum. Mr. Vieira, notwithstanding that the purchase price is suspect and under active investigation, why did you and council vote via Resolution 284 to issue a rent check for the year 2024 in the amount of $5,350 to the Oliver Byron Fire Company, when in fact, the city owned 46 Atlantic Avenue for the entire year of 2024?
You
Go ahead.
I'm happy to answer the question
ahead,
if you
Mr.
want.
Reno. Go
So I believe that the way that it's coded in the city budget is it's a lease, but it's actually the yearly subsidy to the volunteer organizations in the city. So that's what that is, that's what that payment is, Mr. Lepore.
It says rent payment.
It's always, and once again, I don't like answering this way that it's something that's always been done, but that's how they've always characterized it. But statutorily, we're allowed to subsidize volunteer organizations. Of course, we save a lot of money because we have volunteer organizations. So we subsidize them, that small stipend, every year.
I disagree with that.
You can, if you want, I'm just telling you the
The
truth.
resolution stated rent payment.
I understand.
Nobody at 46 Atlantic Avenue from Oliver Byron occupied that building for the entire year of 2024.
Okay.
So they're getting a payment from the city for no occupation of a building.
It's a subsidy to a volunteer fire organization, Mr. Lepore, and that's
No.
just the way they've been
I
characterizing
disagree.
it. And
I disagree.
you can, it's okay.
Council President Vieira, did you and council issue the rent check to the head of the Oliver Byron Fire Company, who recently had a separation of employment from the city of Long Branch due to Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office criminal charges for the falsification and destruction of government records? Mr. Viera, yes or no? Who did the check go to in Oliver Byron?
I'll read you the commission statement I read before. If there's anybody in the audience that'd like to come and make a comment.
Mr. Viera, are you going to answer the question, yes or no? Do you know the answer?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions. You have no respect. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to, it's a no.
No, you're disrespecting the people by your ignorance. Council President Vieira, likewise, Resolution 284. You and council voted to issue a $5,350 rent check to the Atlantic Engine Company. That for sale firehouse directly across the street from City Hall at 353 Broadway has been inactive for quite some time, except for a hose wagon which belongs to the Atlantic and not the city. Mr. Vieira, again, you and council issued a rent check in the amount of $5,350 to the Atlantic, which hasn't occupied that firehouse. Why, Mr. Vieira?
If I can, Mr. Laporte, that's the same, all of them, if you ask for every firehouse, I'm going to give you the same answer.
Council President Vieira, why did you and council vote via Resolution 284 to issue a $5,350 rent check to the Elberon Engine Company for the year 2024 when the Elberon Firehouse has been vacant for a couple of years?
Once again, Mr. Laporte, it's the ongoing support for our volunteer fire companies. You could ask the
I
same question
disagree.
every time.
Council President Vieira, being that the city
1
is
minute notification.
Being that the city is paying rent to 3 fire companies that no longer house trucks, with 2 of them moving their companies into another firehouse that also gets a rent check of $5,350. Why, Mr. Vieira, are you and council allowing the residents of this city to pay triple rent for 1 truck?
I think that what's happening, Mr. Laporte, is that you're not happy with the fact that the city subsidizes their
I
volunteer
disagree.
fire department.
Mr. Vieira, will you cooperate with federal investigators into the alleged criminal public official misconduct and racketeering involved with the issuance of these rent checks
In all due
with
respect,
these fire
in all
companies,
due
Mr.
respect-
Vieira?
in all due
Yes
respect,
or
Mr.
no?
In all due respect, Mr. Laporte, accusing somebody of committing a federal crime.
Said
on the
alleged.
basis is-
Mr. Raynone, listen, alleged.
No, you can't
You're
get away-
catching some nasty habits from Mr.
You can't-
Vieira.
You can't get away with that, Mr. Laporte, making public
Alleged.
statements. Well, you
Alleged
you're gonna
was the
find
word.
out- You're going to find out.
5
in the last
minute.
defamation case that you might end up getting, so you be careful.
Junk government.
Anyone else?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Nick DiGuglielmo. I recently started coming here to the meetings. I moved back to Long Branch. I'm at 580 Patton Avenue, Long Branch. Had been a lifelong resident and back. I was originally here during the summertime with my outrage over my 21% tax increase. I still don't understand it. John Pallone was nice enough. He hooked me up to speak to the tax assessor. There still are a lot of things that are not correct. I'm still very uneasy. The reason I'm here again tonight is it appears that there will be an additional 10% increase for this coming year. I find that ludicrous, outrageous. It's something that's going to be unsustainable. I had stated, I was raised in this city, the friendly city. You still have it in your logos. But what's happening now is something that's unsustainable. To continue to go from 20% increase to an additional 10% increase makes 0 sense. I understand that the budget is $9 billion for this city, and perhaps the chief financial officer can elaborate on this. If you do 10% of $9 billion, that's $900 million. Can that be that from one year to another, there's going to be an additional $900 million? Now, of that $9 billion budget.
Sir, just so you know, I'm sorry, I don't know where you got, hi, I'm Lou Raynone, I'm the city attorney. The budget for the city is $75 million, and we haven't struck a budget for next year. So there's no way what you're seeing is the assessed value of your property go up, but that doesn't necessarily mean your taxes are going to go up, because we haven't struck the budget yet. So.
Correct,
what-
but-
So it's, when I'm saying it's two completely different things, because, and I'll give you a really easy example. If the value of the entire city goes up 10%, nobody's taxes go up, because the taxes are only one component. You have to strike the budget first before you know what you're going to define.
With
it.
all-
So you don't know what the budget's going to be. And by the way, $9 billion, it's just not, I don't know that number is, you just pulled it out of the air. The
I
budget
didn't,
is
I
75.
didn't. It was quoted to me, but in either event,
Yeah, but not
regardless,
true.
let's just make it, if there indeed had been an increase of 21%, what was incurred to me this summer, and now the valuation, I mean, I hate to say it, perhaps in the area that we live in the North Long Branch, maybe a little bit more desirable as opposed to the pilot whore that we have here, that makes zero sense at all. So if indeed that's the case, what am I going to wind up doing? Coming back here when I do get the next tax statement to and incur that additional expense? I did speak with the tax assessor. He told me what the denominator is for this city, and I appreciate that. But I maintain that our taxes continue to increase. We have representation. I hate to use the old Boston adage, but taxation without representation. I beg and urge all of you to do something to cut taxes, because otherwise I won't be back at any of these meetings, because I'm going to hightail my ass out of this friendly city. It's unsustainable. As we speak right now, our neighbor community, Ocean Township, is having a forum so that way people can discuss the tax assessment. This city doesn't do anything comparable. It's a shame, because the working class that pay taxes are too darn busy. They're unable to come here, and they're intimidated by all of you, legal representatives or whatnot. I'm not intimidated by any of you. What I am, though, is I'm outraged, and I would like to see someone take the bull by the horn and say, we're not going to take this anymore. We're going to do something to lower taxes in this, what used to be a friendly city of Long Branch.
5 minutes.
If someone could answer that, I would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I need a motion to close the public participation portion of this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I will now ask Madam Clerk if there's any changes to the resolutions.
No changes have been made.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that next. I don't have it here. Yeah. Okay. We could take a we can take the list of resolutions, the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, Mr. Wilson. Yeah, I got that one. Applications. I need a motion to approve the list of the applications. Renewal of various taxi cab owners license for the year 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Miscellaneous business for the good of the order. Councilman Dangler.
Yes, good evening. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Please have I hope that you all have a blessed holiday season with family and friends, and be safe and stay warm.
Thank you. Councilman Rassus.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this evening. I'd like to wish everyone a happy holiday. and happy and healthy New Year, and please stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Wittes?
I too would like to thank everyone for coming out this evening and for all your comments, and wishing everyone happy holiday, healthy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Vogt?
You're going to hear the same theme. What else are we all thinking about right now, right? Wishing you a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, whether it's Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah. I hope you have a wonderful time with family and friends, and a Happy New Year for all of us.
Thank you. Mayor Pallone?
Thank you, Council President. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and of course, a happy and safe holiday season and New Year to you and all your family. A reminder that our 2025 calendars will be mailed out in the coming weeks. Our Hanukkah celebration and menorah lighting will be on December 30th at 5 p.m. at the Senior Center. Join us for refreshments, music, and activities. And our student holiday art show is currently being displayed at the Long Branch Arts and Cultural Center. Stop by before it's over on January 1st. We're looking forward to our next exhibit, which is something interesting and unusual called fiber art, and that will be starting in January, and for many new exhibitions in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pallone. And I also want to thank everybody for showing up. Thanks to the chiefs in the back for coming and keeping us company here. And have a happy holidays and enjoy your evening. Thank you. I'd like the motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.